Hello children, today we are going to start chapter 3, Elements, Compounds and Mixture. In our previous chapter we have done everything is made up of elements. When two or more elements combine, then they form a compound. So all the substances are of two types, pure or mixture. Pure substances can be further divided into elements or compounds. Pure substances are that which cannot split into simpler substances by physical means like filtration, sublimation or distillation. All elements or compound, they are pure substances because they cannot split into simpler substance. Then again, definition of elements is given. An element is a substance which cannot be split into simpler substances by a chemical means. Then all the elements are represented by symbols with their first letter and it should be capital. Like hydrogen starts from H and symbol will be capital H. Oxygen starts from O and symbol will be capital O. Same as boron B, fluorine F, carbon C, phosphorus P, nitrogen N, sulfur S. There are 108 elements in your periodic table and many elements have their first letter same like hydrogen and helium. As hydrogen is the first element, we have already used capital H for hydrogen. So for helium we will write He. We will take the second letter too. But this second letter should be small. Only first letter should be capital. Same in case of calcium, Ca. As for carbon we have taken C, capital C. For calcium, Ca. Capital C, small a. Same for neon. N we have used for nitrogen. For neon we will take N and E. Chromium Cr, nickel Ni, cobalt Co, magnesium Mg, manganese Mn, aluminium Al, argon Ar, radium Ra, platinum Pt, zinc Zn, chlorine Cl. And in your periodic table you may see some elements having different name and different symbol. For example, sodium. We always use Na for sodium because these names have taken from the Latin words. Sodium is known as natrium. So Na is used. N we have used for nitrogen, Ne for neon, Na will be for natrium or sodium. Potassium, kalium, it will be started from K. Then iron, ferrum, Fe, copper, cuprum, Cu, silver, argentum, Ag, tin, stannum, Sn, gold, aurum, Au, lead, plumbum, Pb, mercury, hydrogen, Hg. And next, if we are writing only H, this means one atom of hydrogen, N, one atom of nitrogen, one atom of oxygen, one atom of chlorine, one atom of iron or ferrum, one atom of copper. While two elements combine with each other, hydrogen with hydrogen, then they form hydrogen molecule H2. Two nitrogen combine with each other and two nitrogen molecule will be formed. Next beta, molecules of elements. An atom does not generally exist independently. This we have done in previous chapter. They may combine with the same atom as hydrogen can combine with hydrogen. Hydrogen molecule will be there. Hydrogen can also combine with oxygen. Then they will form water molecule. An atom cannot exist independently, but molecule is capable of independent existence. And it is always represented by a formula which is known as molecular formula. And it also tells us how many atoms of the element have combined to form it. For example, H2 is written. H2 means molecular formula of hydrogen or hydrogen molecule. And how many hydrogen has combined with each other? 2. Same in case of nitrogen molecule, 2 nitrogen has been combined up. And same in case of oxygen, fluorine as well as chlorine. 2 atoms have been combined to form their molecule. And next beta, whatever number of atoms has been combined in a molecule, that is the atomicity of that molecule. Means in case of as single atom of hydrogen is there, so this is monoatomic. Mono means single, monoatomic. There are two atoms, so these are known as diatomic. Diatomic. It is also written over there. Molecules of hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and chlorine are diatomic because two atoms are combined. So that's why they are diatomic. If 3 will be there, then triatomic. For 3 molecules, they have given the example of molecule of ozone. Ozone we will always write as O3. So 3 atoms are there of oxygen. So this is triatomic. And beta, about ozone, molecule of ozone, they have written a form of oxygen present in the upper atmosphere that protect us from the ultraviolet radiations of the sun. This we already know. And it is triatomic, O3, because 3 atoms of oxygens are there. And if 4 are there, then tetraatomic. Tetra stands for 4. Okay. And if 8 are there, then octaatomic. Octa or oct stands for 8. And you can note down this. If 5 atoms, then pentaatomic. 6 atoms, hexaatomic. 7 atoms, heptaatomic. As in book for 8, they have written octaatomic. And for 9, nonatomic. As well as for 10, we will use decaatomic. Then next is compounds. Compounds we know that are simple substance which can be split into simpler substances by chemical means. It means if you will try to break any compound, it will split into elements. Some examples are given. A compound can be formed only when 2 or more elements combined among themselves. These are important. An example they have given, mixture of hydrogen and oxygen forms water. Carbon or sulfur, when burnt in oxygen, they will form, carbon will form carbon dioxide, sulfur will form sulfur dioxide. So all these are water, carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. These are compounds. They can be split into constituent elements by chemical means. If you will try to break down this sulfur dioxide, it will be broken down into sulfur and oxygen. Carbon will be broken down into carbon and oxygen, and water into hydrogen as well as oxygen. So next is how we can represent any compound. We can represent them by their molecular formulas. They can be represented by formulae. For example, H2O, its molecular formula of water, it will represent water. 2 atoms of hydrogen combined with 1 atom of oxygen. They are also telling us about the how many number of atoms has participated. So other examples are given. Water molecular formula is H2O. Carbon monoxide, mono means single, CO, 1 carbon 1 oxygen. In carbon dioxide, di means double, so CO2 molecular formula will be there. Sulfur dioxide, sulfur di means double, 2 oxygen atoms. And sulfur trioxide, SO3, tri means 3 atoms of oxygen. Then see on next page, sodium chloride, NaCl. Sodium Latin name is natrium, so NaCl will be there. Calcium oxide, it's commonly known as quicklime, CaO. Calcium chloride, CaCl2, because beta in your higher classes you will learn that calcium valency is 2 positive, so 2 chlorine will combine with this calcium. Okay, 2 chlorine will combine with calcium, or simply you can say calcium 2 valency, we can write it as base power here. Here nothing is there, chlorine's valency is 1 minus 1, so we can write it here, means Ca1Cl2. Simply we can write CaCl2. This is the molecular formula of calcium chloride. Same in case of zinc chloride, its valency is also, zinc valency is plus 2. We can write it as base power of chlorine, ZnCl2. Then hydrogen chloride or hydrochloric acid, simply HCl. Sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Nitric acid, HNO3. 1 hydrogen, 1 nitrogen, 3 oxygens. In sulfuric acid, 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of sulfur, 4 atoms of oxygen. Then next is sodium sulfate, Na2SO4. 2 atoms of sodium, and this whole it is known as sulfate, SO4, because sulfate's valence is also 2 negative, so that 2 will be base power of sodium. Then sodium hydrogen carbonate, and this is also known as sodium bicarbonate. In place of hydrogen you can call it sodium bicarbonate, and it's commonly known as baking soda. Its formula is sodium Na, hydrogen 1H, carbonate CO3. CO3 collectively or combinedly it is known as carbonate, CO3. The last one is plaster of Paris, CaSO4, calcium sulfate, and half molecule of water or hydrate, half molecule of hydrate, calcium sulfate and water, H2O. 2 molecules of 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 of oxygen, and calcium sulfate, CaSO4. This SO4 will known as sulfate. Next is characteristics. First characteristics, we know very well that compound can split into constituents element, means from whatever number of atoms or whatever elements it is made up of, it can be split into that elements only by chemical means or and not by physical means like filtration, sublimation or distillation. For example, water can split into hydrogen and oxygen, because hydrogen and oxygen when combined with each other then they form molecular formula of water. Hydrogen and oxygen, they will form molecular formula of water, means by chemical means, but not by physical means like filtration, sublimation, distillation. If you will use these methods, you cannot divide this molecular formula or split it into hydrogen and oxygen, means we have to use here electricity or any other mean. So chemical means we will use, not any physical mean. Second is whenever they combine with each other, then they have the fixed ratio. Second point is written, elements combine in a fixed proportion of their atoms to form a compound. For example, if we are talking about molecular formula of water, then 2 hydrogens will be there and 1 oxygen will be there. In case of carbon monoxide, 1:1 will be there, means 1 carbon and 1 oxygen. Here 2:1, 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. In case of carbon dioxide, 1:2, 1 carbon, 2 oxygens. In case of sulfur trioxide, 1:3, 1 sulfur combines with 3 oxygens. In case of sulfur dioxide, 1:2, 1 sulfur combines with 2 atoms of oxygen. So same example they have written, hydrogen all will combine with oxygen in atomic ratio 2:1, and carbon combine with oxygen in atomic ratio 1:2 to form carbon dioxide, means they have their fixed proportions. Third part is elements combine in a fixed proportion of mass to form a compound. Example they have written, 1 gram of hydrogen react with 8 gram of oxygen. 1 gram of hydrogen react with 8 gram of oxygen. 8 plus 1, 9 gram of water will be there, because hydrogen and oxygen they will form water. Then by mass it will be, this molecular formula will have 9 gram mass. Mass ratio of hydrogen and oxygen we will write 1:8. Hydrogen first, then oxygen, 1:8. And 3 gram of carbon react with 8 gram of oxygen to form 11 gram of carbon dioxide. You have to learn these values. 3 gram of carbon, 8 gram of oxygen. So mass ratio of carbon and oxygen in carbon dioxide, that will be 3:8. In carbon dioxide, carbon having 3 gram and oxygen having 8 gram, so 3:8, total 11 gram. And last line is very important, as matter can neither be created nor destroyed the mass of a compound formed must be sum of masses of constituent elements. Means you cannot create it and you also cannot destroy it. So these, if you are talking about the mass of carbon dioxide, then we have to add these 3 and 8, 11 will be there. If we have to find out the mass of water, then we will add the ratio. 1:8 was there, so 1 and 8, 9 gram will be there. Then fourth point, properties of compound are entirely different from those of its constituent element. For example, hydrogen and oxygen is given. Hydrogen is gas, can be burned, and oxygen supports in burning. Oxygen is also a gas. While both combine with each other, they change into water. Water is a liquid and extinguishes fire. So their properties are totally different. Properties of water is totally different from its constituents, means hydrogen and oxygen. Next example they have given here, carbon and oxygen. It will combine with each other and form carbon dioxide. Carbon is a solid, oxygen is a gas. Carbon can be burned and oxygen supports in burning. But carbon dioxide, solid combined with gas, it will change into gas and it extinguishes fire. So their properties are totally different from each other.